While audiences are constantly told they're living in a golden era of prestige television, there's a reason so many viewers keep returning to the small-screen classics of the 2000s. Every decade brought its own distinct flavor to TV, but few matched the first 10 years of the 21st century for sheer consistency, originality, and boundary-pushing shows. Sure, the 2020s have delivered plenty of impressive shows, but some series from the 2000s remain unbeatable. Many wrapped over a decade ago, yet their influence still looms large over everything streaming platforms produce today. They set the standard so high that even in the supposed prestige TV era, nothing has quite managed to surpass them. The Shield, 2002 to 2008, the crime drama that proved gritty, character-driven storytelling could hit harder than any blockbuster. Long before antiheroes became TV's favorite trope, The Shield broke ground with Vic Mackey, Michael Chiklis, a corrupt cop whose moral compromises made him both magnetic and terrifying. The series didn't just flirt with moral ambiguity. It lived in it, crafting a world where justice and corruption bled together. The Shield was so revolutionary thanks to its relentless pacing and fearless writing. Each episode felt urgent and dangerous, thanks to its documentary-style camera work and unflinching portrayal of systemic rot within law enforcement. It dared to make viewers empathize with a man who was both hero and villain. Modern prestige crime dramas and thrillers owe much to The Shield's rawness, yet few have captured that same intensity. Its finale remains one of the most gut-punching in TV history, a fitting conclusion to a series that never looked away from the ugliness of its world. Deadwood, 2004 to 2006, a modern western that turned profanity and poetry into prestige TV before it was cool. Set in a lawless 19th-century frontier town, Deadwood blended Shakespearean dialogue with Western grit in a way no other show has since matched. Creator David Milch didn't just write a Western, he crafted a meditation on civilization, morality, and capitalism in the American frontier. Characters like Ol Swearingen, Ian McShane, and Seth Bullock, Timothy Oliphant, weren't just archetype. They were fully realized figures, whose complex relationships and rivalries powered every episode of Deadwood. McShane's performance, in particular, remains one of television's most magnetic. While modern series strive for realism, Deadwood achieved it through language and detail. Its rich, filthy world felt alive, textured, and utterly human. The show's short run left fans wanting more, but perhaps that's part of its perfection. It ended before it ever lost its bite. Fringe, 2008 to 2013, the sci-fi show that balanced mind-bending science fiction with heartbreaking humanity. Before Stranger Things or Dark, Fringe was the masterclass in serialized sci-fi television. It followed FBI agent Olivia Dunham, Anna Torv, and eccentric scientist Walter Bishop, John Noble, as they unraveled bizarre, reality-twisting mysteries that only deepened over time. What set Fringe apart wasn't just its high-concept plots, it was the emotional through line. At its heart, the show was about family, loss, and redemption. Walter's guilt and his bond with his son Peter, Joshua Jackson, gave the show its soul, grounding even its wildest science in human feeling. Today's sci-fi and fantasy shows often drown in spectacle, but Fringe knew when to slow down. It trusted audiences to keep up and rewarded their patience with layered storytelling and one of TV's most satisfying finales. House, 2004 to 2012, the hit that made medical drama as thrilling as any mystery series. At first glance, House looked like another hospital procedural. However, thanks to Hugh Laurie's unforgettable turn as Dr. Gregory House, it became something far deeper. The show reimagined the detective archetype through medicine. House wasn't chasing killers, he was solving diseases. Each nail-biting episode of House presented a new medical mystery, but the real intrigue came from House himself, brilliant, broken, and endlessly fascinating. Laurie's performance balanced arrogance and vulnerability so perfectly that he redefined what a TV antihero could be. Few modern shows balance procedural structure with character-driven storytelling like House did. It managed to stay sharp, funny, and emotionally potent for 8 seasons, proving network TV could still compete with prestige dramas. Supernatural, 2005 to 2020, the fantasy TV powerhouse that built a legacy through brotherhood, heart, and horror image courtesy of MovieStillDB. What began as a Monster of the Week horror show evolved into one of television's longest-running genre epics. Supernatural followed brothers Sam, Jared Padalecki, and Dean Winchester, Jensen Ackles, as they hunted everything from demons to gods, all while wrestling with their own destiny. Supernatural's secret weapon wasn't just scares, but sincerity. The chemistry between Padalecki and Ackles anchored even the wildest storylines, creating a bond that carried the show through 15 seasons. Beneath all the apocalypse plots, Supernatural was a story about family. Despite its modest CW roots, Supernatural built a world as rich and consistent as any prestige show. Few modern series maintain such longevity without losing heart. Its mix of humor, horror, and heartfelt emotion still hits harder than most serious TV dramas today. Lost, 2004 to 2010, the zeitgeist-capturing show that turned television into a communal, cinematic experience. When Lost debuted, it felt like nothing else on TV. A plane crash stranded survivors on a mysterious island, and what followed blended sci-fi, mystery, and character drama into an unmissable weekly event. It made serialized storytelling mainstream long before binge-watching existed. Beyond the mysteries and cryptic symbols, Lost was about people. Characters like Jack, Matthew Fox, Kate, Evangeline Lilly, and Locke, Terry O'Quinn, were flawed and compelling, each with deeply emotional backstories that made the island's strange happenings feel meaningful. Modern shows rarely capture that same sense of community, both on-screen and among viewers. Lost made audiences their eyes, debate, and obsess week after week. Even its polarizing finale proved how deeply people cared. The Wire, 2002 to 2008, the most realistic and insightful portrait of modern America ever to grace the small screen. David Simon's The Wire wasn't just a crime drama, it was sociology in motion. Set in Baltimore, the HBO series examined institutions like the police, schools, and media with an unflinching honesty no show has matched. Its interconnected storytelling built a panoramic view of a city both broken and beautiful. The Wire's roster of cops and criminals like Jimmy McNulty, Dominic West, and Omar Little, Michael K. Williams, transcended TV archetypes, becoming cultural touchstones. The writing was so grounded that it often felt like watching real life unfold, quietly and devastatingly. While prestige dramas today often aim for spectacle or twists, The Wire thrived on patience, empathy, and truth. It trusted viewers to keep up, and rewarded them with some of the richest storytelling ever to grace a TV screen. Breaking Bad, 2008 to 2013, the 2000s TV show that perfected the art of character transformation. Walter White's Bryan Cranston, descent from meek chemistry teacher to ruthless drug lord, remains one of the most compelling arcs in TV history. Breaking Bad didn't invent the anti-hero, but it perfected the archetype, blending meticulous plotting with